let me know if you guys have any questions. So again, it's your boy Cobe Rising.
It's coming for you, coming for you, It's coming for you, coming for you.
Oh Lord, do not forget the gorillas. Everyone know we the realest, a bunch of go-getters. I bet you can tell I'm the illest. You don't need your fingers to feel it. You know I can straight spit, knock you out with a lady hit. Feel like I'm the one, like I'm Neo, but this is the real life, not the Matrix. I'm about to go ape shit.
Ain't no gotta roll out. I know gotta roll out, yeah. I know gotta roll out, yeah. I roll on oh yeah, baby, let's roll it.
Come on.
Baby, let's light it.
Hey, man, y'all about to turn this thing up right here, man.
Oh yeah.
Let's go. Hold on, man. Let me turn this down real quick, man. Hold on. We about to get it started. Yes. This your boy Cobe Rising Roger did. We back at it again with another banger. Let's get it going, y'all. Let's go. This is going to be one of the most impactful shows that I have done in a long time. I want you guys to hit that like. I want you guys to hit that share. I want you guys to comment. What's going on, Keandra? You dig? This is going to be a banger. This show, I'm taking questions, everything. This is going to be strictly for everybody who wants to get to the money this year. This is the execution. So tonight, but before we get started, you know we have to start with tradition. Shout out to Queen City Organics. You dig what I'm saying? This is where you get the sea moss gel. Make sure you tap in with my IG at King Alajuwan 21. If you're looking for your jar, we sell them for $30 a jar. They're coming on the way. There is a delay currently right now, but they're in the works of being shipped out this week. So I'll make sure I have my cases. I already have a few people that have pre-ordered, and those people are going to get their cases first. Everybody else is going to get their cases once they put their order in. So to put your order in, you have to hit me on my IG again at King Alajuwan 21, or you can hit me on Facebook at Rise and Rise Academy. Again, you can get your CMOS. You can take pre-orders with me if you go to my Facebook, Rise and Rise Academy, or you can check out the IG at King Alajuwan 21 right here below. Shout out to True High Clarity. It's how you want to live your life. True, high, and with clarity. TrueHighClarity.com is where you get your fit, your apparel. It's, again, how you want to live your life. If you want to live your life true, if you want to have a higher purpose, you have to do it with the clarity to complete the vision, and that's what the brand is about. Go tap in, TrueHighClarity.com. We have fits for women and for men, for kids, for all ages, and it's a dope company, so make sure you guys go check that out. What's going on, man? Let me tap in with my crew. Yo, how's everybody doing tonight, man? You know I got to get my IG family back in. You know I got to get my IG family tapped in real quick. Hey, man, give me something in the comments and see what's going on. Yes, sir. Let me see. Tap in with me. I got to tell you guys something, man. Today was one of the most impactful days that I've had in a very long time. It was very productive. I got a lot of work done today. I'm very excited, too. The challenge, we have a 75-day challenge going on currently right now. And if you're looking to be a part of the challenge, make sure you tap in with me as well, and we'll make sure we send out the link to join. We're already started. We're 3 days in, and we're already looking good. Everybody has their planned agenda for the next 75 days to make sure everybody gets to their goals, and we're going to make sure we get there. You dig? So, yeah, we're going to get this started, man. And right now, I'm going to actually start today off with monologue, which is a little bit different than how we do. But, yeah, so I want to make sure that you guys are paying attention because, again, this is going to be an important show. As you can see, the title is What Happens When You Actually Eat Food. This is going to be one of the most impactful shows again. We're going to start off with a monologue, and this is something that's been pre-written. Right now, we have 60% of Americans that are overweight or obese. Here's the problem, though. There's so many books that can actually help us get to our goals. I mean, you got the Atkins diet, the South Beach diet, the plant-based diet, the Dr. Sebi diet. You have all these different diets. I mean, you even got books that tell you to work out, tell you how to work out, and give you all different types of semantics. What's going on with you? Yeah, I got my allergy family tapping in. But here's the thing. If you Google search how to lose weight, there's going to be millions of different strategies and books and all these different information that you can gather to get you to where you want to be. Here's the problem, though. We're still overweight. So I don't think the problem is the lack of knowledge. The problem is a lack of execution. What do I mean by that? Well, let me give you an example. Martin Luther King had a dream. Great speech. I know you guys are very familiar with it. Martin Luther King's day just passed. One thing Martin Luther King forgot to do, or he did not get the chance to do, rest in peace to the late great. Martin Luther King, he had a dream, but it is merely only a dream without execution. The fear came for Black Americans when they noticed, oh, the dream is here, there's execution. We know what happens when execution comes into play. Execution is what brings the change. Rise and Rise Academy, we execute. We execute to the T, step by step, every step of the way. No days off. If you're watching this show, and you pretty much, if you're watching the show now, this is a form of execution. You contact me for assistance, that's more effective execution. You do the work that you provided through every step of the way is actual true freedom from the challenges of yourself, from the challenges of life. You then step into the domain of real equal rights. That's what Martin Luther King fought for. Just because we are so-called free and equal does not necessarily mean you're equal. Give me an example. Young Black boys have a low reading rate. We're all free, but that doesn't mean we're equal. Now, is it? That's our job. It's our job to create this equality. And that is going to come through knowledge, but after that is going to come through the action of execution. We have to have a plan. This will free you from the shackles that you have from yourself. This will also free you from everything that's going to hold you back. There's nobody that's going to hold you back. You can't. Let me not say that. Let me back it up. You want real freedom? You execute the plan of action that's given to you. Peace King, what's going on? You already know. Listen, we're going to begin the show with the goal in mind. Martin Luther King had a plan. Rise and Rise Academy is here to execute. So we're going to go through it because Martin Luther King, he did not have the chance to do so. Let's get this started, man. That was the end of the monologue. So I hope you guys like that. All right, so if you're watching right now, make sure you hit a like. Just hit a like, hit the love tap button, whatever you guys have on your Facebook or your IG, or if you're on YouTube, just make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that share button as well. So if you're watching right now, again, hit that share button. I want you guys to share this out to at least one person. That's all I ask. And make sure you hit the like, for the algorithm. We try to get this thing out there. So, if you're going to watch it, let's make sure we do our work. Now, let's get to the topic. What actually does it look like when you eat your food? Now, before we get into that, we now understand that this has been indoctrinated. Food has been indoctrinated since we were kids. I know you guys are familiar with the pitches and the narratives that's been spun. The milk builds strong bones, the milk mustache. I can't believe it's not butter, it's margarine. See, this has been indoctrinated for us because they want us to actually eat something that they want us to eat, regardless of what it does. They don't tell you that drinking milk, yeah, sure, it does build strong bones and teeth. Okay, sure, right. But what happens to the body is the body doesn't see that. The body sees, oh, calcium, but it comes from a cow's milk. So what it does is it needs to fight it off. Calcium then is pulled from your bones to fight it off. Why? And if you do your research on this, I've done it already. Look at osteoporosis. In a lot of those cases, they drink a lot of milk, brittle bones. But I thought we was understood that milk produced strong bones. Well, that's the caveat. It does produce strong bones, but unfortunately, it is a foreign species, so it has to pull the calcium from your bones, which makes your bones brittle. So it's a counterintuitive. So it doesn't actually make strong bones; it actually weakens them. But they're not going to tell you the truth because why? We're here to make money. Oh, we're going there today. We're going there today. What happens when you eat food? We got the 75 challenges coming in. What's going on, Amber? I told y'all, we get into the bag. We get into the work. Every single person is going to get to the work. Everybody's going to get to their goals, and we're going to make sure we get there. Again, make sure you guys hit that like. Make sure you guys comment below. Make sure you guys share this out to at least one person. We want to make sure we get educated today. Today we're executing and we're educating at the same time. I want you guys to see something real quick. Look at this. Let me show you what this is right here. And I'm just going to tell you what this is. This is your aorta. This is in your blood vessels, your arteries. Exhibit A at the very top left. This is the absence of atherosclerosis. Level B is a little bit of plaque added to it, just no ulcerations. Letter C down below, as you can see, it's starting to get a little chewed up now. This is your arteries. This is your arteries. This is where plaque is, and there's areas of ulcerations and protrusions. Letter D has multiple ulcerations, protrusions, and plaque. This is in your arteries, and you wonder what happens. This is what happens when you eat the wrong foods. Well, now you have to look at, well, what are ulcerations? This is what happens. The affected areas that cause bleeding, unpleasant discharges on the skin, cause painful soreness, and everything like that. So, again, this is something that you don't want. This is something that happens to your body when you have plaque in your arteries. Plaque in your arteries. Well, what's plaque in your arteries look like? Let me show you. This is another picture of plaque in your arteries. What does that look like? It looks like pizza. You're eating pizza, and this is going to get into your stomach. This is also going to get into your bloodstream. This is what happens when you have plaque in your arteries. This is something that happens when you eat constant junk food. And I'm going to show you something else. This is what your arteries look like. They're a healthy artery. The blood flow, low risk of heart disease, as you can see, is very low and it's very minimal. Partially blocked arteries, narrow by, what is that word again? Atherosclerosis. Now you're increasing your health risk. To the right, completely blocked, has one small hole, is plaque buildup on the lining of the artery. Blocked arteries can lead to stroke, heart disease, corrosion of your blood vessels. I know what you're thinking. Cobe, why are you showing us this? Why are you even showing us this? I'm showing you this because right here, this is the truth. This is actually what happens when you eat junk food. Blocked arteries usually are caused by atherosclerosis. This occurs when you have fatty acid deposits from cholesterol, calcium, and platelets. This is inside of an inflamed blood vessel. They cause plaque, which leads to the blocked arteries or clogged arteries, leads to also other issues like stroke, heart attack, kidney failure, poor circulation. What can you do? There's so many different ways that you can reverse this. Now, before we do that though, we have to understand the risks of clogged arteries. These are some risk factors, and this can lead to a severe death experience if you don't catch it. Okay. You're at risk if you don't move, if you don't exercise much, you have very little physical activity, or if you're a person living with obesity, you're at risk. This is the facts and numbers. If you smoke or have high blood pressure, you're all at risk. Having a high fat diet, especially high in animal fat, trans fat, saturated fats, you're at risk for having clogged arteries. Of course, there are factors that come into play: diabetes, family history of heart disease, what have you. All right. We all know this to be true. All right. This is something that actually happens that you don't see. We eat food and we enjoy it. We eat food and we enjoy it. The problem is, over time, these things, depending on what you eat, can either benefit your body or destroy your body. What you eat can destroy your body if you are not careful. Again, it brings you back to what we spoke about before. 60% of Americans are overweight and obese. There's a lot of people who don't work out either. So, with that being said, the numbers can prove that there's overeating, overconsumption of food. We throw away the most food, which means we consume the most food, and we don't work out to counterbalance it at all. So, you're in a dilemma here. Well, unless you change your life. So, for those that are in the 75-day challenge, lucky for you, we have the solution. We have the execution plan. Well, darn. What's the actual plan? I got you. We got you. There's so many different ways to unclog an artery. I'm going to give you 7. Number 1, eat foods that are high in omega-3 fatty acids. They're associated with low cholesterol, especially the bad cholesterol, and low in triglycerides. What this does is this decreases the vascular inflammation in those arteries. Omega-3s have also known to decrease the platelet aggregation, which is what we spoke about when it comes to atherosclerosis. Walnuts is another one. As a matter of fact, let me put something healthy on the screen just so we can have a counterbalance to what we just showed. Excuse me. There you go. Something healthy. All these things are going to be in the solution. Walnuts have been associated with increased flexibility or elasticity of your arteries. They've also been associated with decreasing of inflammation in the arteries, as well as decreasing of cholesterol. I'm going to give you something that I use for walnuts. So for those that know, I am mostly plant-based, which means I do eat mostly, I'm going to say 90% plant-based diet as of this moment. So I work out as well. And the number one question I get is, how do you maintain your muscle mass? How do you get your protein? I get my protein from the plants that I eat. I get that from the lentils. I get it from the chickpeas. I get it from the walnuts. Excuse me. I use the lentil pasta. You can get that from Walmart, Whole Foods, your local grocery store. It's nothing special. And my meat texture that I use is chopped walnuts and chopped pecans. I stir them up together, use my sauce. Boom. This is one way that I eat my walnuts so that way I can lower my cholesterol. I'm gonna give you another example. So eating 3 Brazil nuts a day for 8 weeks will lower your cholesterol. Brazil nuts, eating just 3. It's also rich in selenium, which is good for brain boosting and for mood stability. All these different things. This is how you can use your walnuts, or this is how you can increase your walnuts. Now, the next one is add berries to your diet. Strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, they're high in fiber. Well, we need the fiber so we can break down this food. Minerals and antioxidants. They help reduce the bad cholesterol and vascular inflammation. Well, just those three things alone, you're already decreasing your chances and you're reversing the effect of a clogged artery. So whenever you're eating these foods, that actually pushes through your bloodstream. So, well, I'm going to give you another example after we go through the list. This is going to be good. I want you guys to write this down. Eat your fruits, meaning your citrus fruits, lemons, oranges, grapefruits. And I'm going to give you something about lemons. Lemons is a real superfood. We all know lemon is acidic. We also said that atherosclerosis is caused by fatty acids. Well, lemon is acid, true. But when it enters the body, this is what we're talking about. What happens when food enters the body? When lemon enters your body, it is not acidic anymore. It is turned into something called alkaline pH, which is going to now give you more of a benefit to your health. Why? Because your blood is naturally alkaline by itself. So you're eating the food that's going to be conducive to the pH of your body, which means you're eating for your body. So if your body is a certain way, you need to fuel it with foods that are going to actually push you into success versus the reverse. Loaded with vitamins, loaded with minerals and antioxidants, reducing cholesterol and what? Decreasing vascular inflammation. Beans. You didn't think I was going to say beans, did you? Beans are loaded with fiber and an excellent source of plant-based protein. I just gave you three that I use: lentils, chickpeas. Well, excuse me, I gave you two: lentils and chickpeas. But I also do black beans and I also do chili beans. So you can get it from there. Also, they're known to decrease the bad cholesterol and decrease the triglycerides. And they're also associated with decreasing the plaque buildup. And it's always easy to add to your diet. You can put them in soups, chili. I just say chili beans. You can add them to your salad. So chickpea salad. I roast my chickpeas. I ate them with wild rice. It's a great meal. 855 calories. I get my protein from that. 32 grams of protein. I just gave you a meal right there that you can use. Next, eating your vegetables. Which ones though? The green leafy ones. You can also add in cabbage in there. You can also add broccoli. And you can also add cauliflower. These have been associated with decreasing plaque, bad cholesterol, and also decreasing atherosclerosis. The last one is something that is well known, and that is just plainly to exercise. Exercise will help you in the one of the most effective ways. The food is going to combat and is going to help back you up with exercise. This is according to the American Heart Association, so you know I'm not lying. This is actually from them, not from me. You should be exercising 150 minutes of moderate to intense exercise per week. So it's about 30 minutes of exercise 5 times a week. Well, I know what most of you guys are thinking. I don't know what a moderate exercise is. I have no clue. We have no idea what a moderate exercise is. What is that? Let me give it to you like this. You can find your moderate exercise by looking at your heart rate. Understanding your maximum heart rate and your target heart rate. These are things that you want to do. What does that mean? Get your heart rate up to 50 to 60% of your resting heart rate. That's what you do. So, for example, just moderate, intense workouts. It's nothing too major. You can walk a couple miles. You can bike for a few miles, swim a few laps, run a couple miles. You can do aerobics, play basketball, volleyball, jump rope, walk the stairs. These are moderately intense workouts. Not really on the high intensity side, but just in that moderate thing. And again, this is for the average. This is just what they recommend, which means the bare minimum. So when they give you a recommendation, they're actually giving you the bare minimum. I know what you guys are wanting, though. Nah, you guys don't want the bare minimum. I know people who talk junk about the bare minimum. Oh, that's average. I don't want to be average. I'm not average. Oh, all right. Well, let's boost it up a little bit. Then you're going to have to go to a little bit of a higher intensity type of workout. It's not going to hurt you. Actually, it's going to help you more. Studies have shown that doing high intensity training, this reserves your heart ventricles. Well, what's a heart ventricle? And so this is something that I've learned from perfusionists. And this is people who work on the heart for surgery. So if you're going into heart surgery, you talk to a perfusionist. But anyway, when you get older, you start to lose heart ventricles. So over time, if something were to happen to you, the less heart ventricles you have, the higher the risk is for any type of heart attack, heart disease, or any failures. It's harder to get you back to life. So if you have a lot more heart ventricles, you have more reserves. If something were to happen, God forbid, you have a better chance of living. What increases your heart ventricles? High intensity workouts. But what decreases it? Lack of exercise, smoking, drinking, bad diet, all these different things lower them. Years and years of not doing that lowers your heart ventricles, and you'll have more issues later on down the line. So I'll just give you the basic math just so you guys can do this yourself. Subtract your age from 220 to get your maximum heart rate. So for example, let's say if you're 50 years old, 220 minus 50 is 170. That's the maximum heart rate. These are just numbers. There's always outliers and, there's exceptions to the rule. Sure. But we can't talk about the exception because it's not conducive to the people. Most people are average. So the number goes to the average. So we're going to use that as a baseline. Next, you subtract that number minus 70. Because let's say, for example, a 50-year-old woman who has a heart rate of 70. So your actual resting heart rate around 70, 76 or whatever. And if you exercise at 50% intensity, the low end of the moderate intensity range is 50 to 60%. This is why I say they recommended you 50 to 60, but that's the actual bare minimum. So you want to try to get, a little bit higher than that. So for example, 220 minus 50, that's 170. That's the max heart rate. Your resting heart rate is 70. Minus 170 from 70 equals 100. Now, you multiply, let's say the bare minimum is 50%. 100 times 50, but you now have to also add the resting heart rate to get your target heart rate to get it at 50%. So the bare minimum is 50%. If you are 50 years old at a resting heart rate of 70, you want your target heart rate of 120 to be moderate exercise. That is to be done for 30 minutes a day, aka 150 minutes per week. That's your number. That's what you go on to be the bare minimum. If you want to be a beast like your boy, then yeah, go ahead and chalk that up. Make it a little bit higher. You dig? I got some questions over here, so we're going to answer these questions. You choose walnuts and lentils over Beyond Meat products or both? That's an amazing question. I say yes. And I'm not saying nothing's wrong necessarily with Beyond Meat. I'm going to tell you why. Beyond Meat is a great source of protein. It's a plant-based source of protein, sure. But it's not whole foods. At the end of the day, Beyond Meat is still processed. Still nothing wrong with it. I would consider it a little bit of a better product than you would from a fast food burger joint because it has more beneficial products and ingredients in it. Sure. But is the best for you? I would not eat it every day. I definitely would choose lentils. I'm going to give you an example. Most people for breakfast eat eggs because of the protein in it. I get this a lot. So lentils gives you 18 grams of protein per 1 cup. Cook that for breakfast with your vegetable broth. That's your actual eggs, quote unquote. But you get, well, let me bring it back. You also eat eggs for protein, sure, but they're also high in cholesterol too. So think about that. What do lentils do? Remember, it's a bean. That's one of the 7 tactics that I gave to what? Lower the risk of a clogged artery. So you get your protein from the lentils and you lower your cholesterol and you also decrease the plaque all in the process. Yes, lentils. Beyond Meat does not do that. Beyond Meat does not clear out your arteries. It doesn't do it at all. So yes, I say walnuts and lentils over Beyond Meat. Now, Beyond Meat, I treat that as a cheat meal. So if I were to do Beyond Meat, maybe like once, excuse me, once or twice a week. That's my recommendation. This is me. You can do Beyond Meat as long as you need. I'm just giving you the facts. You can look it up as well as yourself. So that's my take on Beyond Meat. Now, I can give you another recommendation to a plant-based source. To me, I think is going to be the future of plant-based meat from here on. Okay. Look up the business. It's called Meaty, MEATI, the letter I. Look up Meaty. They actually have a plant-based protein that's not processed. It's actually from a mushroom. So it is an actual whole food. To me, and again, that's going to be a more cleaner route because you have a lot less oils. Beyond Meat has expeller oils in it. It's a lot of oil. So whenever you cook it, there's a lot of grease that comes out. That's coming from the oil that is still getting into your arteries. So think about that. Meaty does not have that at all. So it's a clean source of plant-based protein that is amazing. I actually went to the store and bought some. Meaty has 2 steaks that you can buy for $8. I think with taxes probably like $8.80 or something like that. One steak is 17 grams of protein and it's low in carbs. So for the ones who have want a high protein diet with a low carb diet, that's going to be a clean source of protein for you. And it tastes great. I had them whenever I use my air fryer to roast those steaks, but I season them up with steak season. So it actually has that taste, but the texture, when you take it out of the air fryer, gives you that nice toughish on the outside, still a little moist on the inside, like a steak. It is amazing. Thank you, Ernest. That's it right there. Meaty, MEATI. There you go. So that's my recommendation. Next one. How do you feel about juicing? I have a cold pressed juicer and try to drink once a day. I don't have a problem with juicing. I think juicing is good if you're on a detox fast. So if I juice, I would juice with what's going on, Kev? I would juice with fruits and I would juice with herbs. I would make sure I put those herbs in that juicer so that way you can get a boost of your health. So these are the supplements. So for example, for my guys out there, Nopal, Tia, these things are herbs that are good in boosting testosterone. You can actually use those herbs, mix them in with your fruit, and not only do that, to make it a little bit of a thicker smoothie, add chia seeds. Chia seeds are high in what? Omega-3 fatty acids. This is perfect. That is something that is going to help you decrease the chances of you getting a clogged artery. I would not recommend juicing every day just for the benefit. If you're going to get a benefit from fruit, eat the whole fruit. You get more full and you get more of the nutrients from the fruit versus juicing it. So take that how you want it. I love that, Amber. I usually buy it, but I'm really trying to get into doing it myself, even juicing one of the shots. Yep, that's another one too. See, we talking over here. Yep, trying to do a lot of celery juice, trying to keep it green, pineapples, carrots, ginger. I got you. Those are amazing choices. I really, really like ginger because it's good for the gut health. For those who understand what gut health is, this is going to be a lot beneficial on the other side. So we're talking about heart health tonight. Gut health will be the next thing. So eating your probiotics, these things help out the body like you wouldn't believe. You're going to now get into the organs this time. So I really, really like that. Shout out to my man, Ernest, man, always tapping in with your boy. You dig what I'm saying? So these are things that you can do to execute on par. Let's do a food test real quick. I'm going to just show you guys something. This is going to blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind. We're talking about juicing. Matter of fact, Amber, I'm going to put your question back up about juicing, right? I love that you said that. This is important. Now, when you say juicing, all the things that I read to you, you can juice your fruits, your citrus fruits, juice your berries, You can juice your walnuts and juice them all together, and you can drink that. And it's more appetizing because it actually tastes good. You don't even have to add any sweetener. You don't have to add seasoning to it because it naturally just it's appealing to our human body. It's just appealing. This is gonna scare you. Everybody that says, "Oh, I love chicken, I love hamburgers, and all this beef and steak." There, first of all, I think there's a balance that should be done with that. But just for the sake of the conversation, work with me. Go and blend up a bunch of fruits and vegetables. It smells great. It looks good when you grind it up. That's actually what it looks like when that food goes down into your stomach, into your organs and your arteries. When you blend up all those fruits and vegetables, when you actually, let's say if you never blended it up, let's say you ate them and chewed it and grind it up. If you know what that looks like going down, that's technically what it looks like when you blend it up. And it actually is a good feeling to your body because it's conducive to your pH and it's conducive to the human body itself because we're 70% water. Check this out. Everybody likes to eat these Doritos and Pop-Tarts and all that stuff. Go blend you a bag of Doritos. Go blend you a bag of Pop-Tarts. And matter of fact, go ahead and put a hamburger in there, right? Because we love hamburgers, right? Go put a steak in there. Blend it all up. Just blend it up. Blend it up. Once you blend it, open it up, smell it. It should smell pretty good, right? And drink that. Drink that. I dare. This is a challenge. I dare y'all to do that. And let me know if you like it or it disgusts you. If it disgusts you, that's what goes into your body. That's what goes into your body when you crunch up Doritos and you crunch up your hamburger and you eat all this food and your French fries and just crunch it all up and put it in a blender. When you look at it, that's what's going in your body. And if you open that up container and really smell it, it almost smells foul because that foulness is getting into your body. This is where you can see the food that you eat and you can see it going into your body. You think it tastes great, sure, because it's got the seeds and all that good stuff, cool. But when you look at it, blend it up and try to drink it, if you can't really drink it, probably not really conducive to your body, But I challenge you to do that anyway, because I'm sure there's somebody who will do that. Are there outliers or exceptions to the rule? Always will be. Always will be. The vast majority of people will not do that. Ain't no way I'm blending that up and drinking it. Hey, listen, but see, we eat that though. When you blend food, you eat food, you chew it up into smaller portions so our bodies can eat that. So in a sense, you are blending it up when you chew it because we have teeth that are meant for grinding. So when you bite into a burger or you bite into a steak, you have to chew it. You don't just bite the steak, chew it, and just swallow the whole thing. You can get choked because, again, that's not really conducive to the body. We don't have the right organs and we don't have the right insides to really, tear our meat and just chomp it down in one bite, almost like a lion does, or, maybe a tiger does, or maybe even a hyena. They can tear and, rip apart meat and eat it in one go. They don't have to chew their meat at all. They can just eat it because that's what their body is designed to do. We have molars, caps. These are things that are conducive to grinding food. So if you're going to grind food, aka blend the food, that's what happens. So if you won't drink it, well, I'll leave that up to you to decide the solution. I have a blender as well, but I like the juice too with balance though. I know there's a lot of sugar and fiber is necessary. Well, I'm gonna tell you this. There's a difference in sugar because fruit sugar is not always the same as the added sugar. The added sugar is what you really want to stay away from. I'm gonna give you an example. So the white sugar, the bleached sugar, it does more harm than good. So probably want to stay away from that. What's going on, cuz? What's going on, P? Hey man, I appreciate y'all for tapping in. It's my IG family right here. Steak mushrooms, exactly. I'm gonna show you the steak mushroom. I'm gonna send you a picture of it. It was dope. For the ones that are in the chat, the 75 soft challenge, I actually put one of those mushroom steaks in the picture. If you guys are actually interested in seeing that, if you guys are looking to get in shape in the 75 challenge, go ahead and send me a message, and let me know if you're interested so we can get you into the group. And we're going to make sure everybody gets to their goals. Every single person has something that is different that's designed directly to them to get them to their goals in 75 days. Any tips on transitioning to pescatarian? I love meat, struggling to let it go. I understand because, again, seafood is actually a cheat meal for me. But this year, I'm actually going to stay away from the seafood a little bit more. But tips on transitioning to pescatarian is, I would say, I'm not sure if you like fish or whatever, but, fish is a great start because, again, I'll put this picture back up. Salmon, is really good in omega-3 fatty acids. So it's one of the foods that has the mineral that fights off the clogged arteries. So salmon is really good. You can cook it into an air fryer. I like it. It comes out almost perfect. Excuse me. Also, whitefish is really good for leaning out. So if you want to have a lean protein, whitefish will do the lean protein for you. All right. So it's not a lot of fat to those. So it's very clean to eat a whitefish. I like to use swai. So if you are familiar with swai, I like to use Old Bay seasoning. Just dash it on there for a little bit. Throw it in the oven. You can bake it on 350 degrees. 18 minutes, the thing is done. So it's something that I like. I've actually got 75 Soft Challenge book from Amazon. Oh, yeah, man. It's a book out there too. But we're actually having a group. So if you're looking to be a part of that group and get to the bag, man, go ahead and just send me that info and tell me that you want to be in it, and I'll send you that link to join that. All right. I got one from Keandra. Says, definitely going to try. What types of supplements do you recommend? I know everyone's needs are different, but curious on what I'm using. So that's a great question. So I have a business that I'm in partnership with a business that makes sea moss gel. So sea moss has 92 minerals of what the body needs. One of those minerals is very potent that our bodies benefit from, but we don't, what's the word? We don't make it. I think I'm a little frozen over here. So let me just remove. Let me see something here. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm having some technical difficulties. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Can y'all hear me? Just put like a comment saying that you can hear me. Had some technical difficulties. I'm not really sure what happened. So just let me know in the comments if you can still hear me. I know my IG family's already tapping in, so we're good to go. What's going on, Ant? Hey man, tap in with me, man. We're having a live right now, so yeah, it's on and popping right now. Let me see. Testing. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Testing. Let me see if anybody can just put a comment in there saying that you can actually hear me. I think my mic is good to go. Let me just test out my audio here. Okay, so I think it's good to go on my side. So I think we're good. Okay, yep, I think we're good to go. So the supplements I use is sea moss. I really like also to use bladder whack. I also like to use nopal. It was actually one of the herbs that I named and mentioned, that's pretty good in protein. I'm sorry, testosterone. Also, another herb that I like to use, it's actually quite a bit. I like rhodiola. Rhodiola is a good herb for those specifically who have ADHD. And this herb is a very unique herb because the history goes the Vikings used to take the herb before battle. And what that did was it calmed the nervous system of the Viking when they took the herb. So they were able to focus in battle and really be able to win, especially in those harsh conditions like the winter cold. You need to be able to focus on the battle at hand. So you're not, being a weakness to the environment, but it also you use it to your advantage. So that's one thing that they did, and they were, very powerful in their conquest, and that's an herb that they took. So rhodiola is a really good herb. I actually ran out, so I need to go pick up some more. So hopefully that is very beneficial to you anytime, and hope as well. You know what, man? I'm doing pretty good. It's been a great journey so far, man. I'm on a weight gain right now, so I'm just eating a bunch of food, man. This is crazy. So yeah, we getting on and popping. We are definitely getting on and popping. So yeah, that goes for today's topic. I appreciate everybody for jumping in, and I hope you guys got some really great wisdom from this, and I hope that you guys took the words that was stated here and really digested what I was stating, and hopefully that you can use this to your advantage, and even possibly elevate and advance in life. Because again, Martin Luther King had a dream. He did not get a chance to execute that dream. We are here now to carry out that dream, but here's the execution part. The plan is we are here to save ourselves. That means we need to do the research on ourselves in order for us to be actually free. So that way we are now in equal parts because we're freed mentally. We're not coming from a victim mindset. We are actually here to help ourselves so that way we can be an asset to our community and actually be free and can grow and build and prosper from that. You dig? So I appreciate everybody for joining into the show. I appreciate everybody for jumping in from the 75 chat. I really appreciate it. Again, make sure you guys make sure you guys are commenting and share this out to at least one person. I would love that. So that way we can get the message out there. Again, this is probably one of the most beneficial topics that I've discussed. You're probably going to want to play it back a few times to really digest the words. And again, I hope this reaches you well. And I pray that everybody gets to their goals for 2024. I hear a lot of people that do New Year's resolutions, but they most of the time quit around this time or even February. Let's make it a real deal here. So we're going to make it an actual, not necessarily a challenge, but let's make it a lifestyle. Really make it a part of the lifestyle so that way you can benefit from it long term. I really have a dream too. And I see us getting our focus off of the overweightness so that we're now in a nice healthy weight. I think this will benefit not only our physical health, but I think this will benefit our mental health. And if you guys haven't seen the documentary, What You Eat, it also changes your thought process. So if you eat different foods, you tend to have a different mindset about things. It's one of the biggest reasons why I went mostly plant-based. I started to have a greater benefit than I didn't even think was going to happen. For example, the water tasted better. I drank the right type of water and I was able to think better. And what it did was it really diluted my taste buds so I could actually taste differently. I'm going to give you an example. It might sound confusing. I drank some water from a natural aquifer well, which was a little bit of high pH. Naturally, again, it comes from an aquifer. So aquifer is an underground water system, well water, and it's naturally filtrated through the mineral rock that's underground. I drank that for about a week, and then I tried to drink a Dasani bottle of water. I kid you not, it tasted like I was drinking bleach. I kid you not, it tasted like I was drinking bleach. It was disgusting. And so it really taught me that, or it really changed my mind when it comes to real health. I went plant-based for years, tried eggs and went back to shrimp. Congestion. Once I ate it, same thing, chicken. Congestion. Couldn't believe it. And I'm a living testimony because I actually did it. I would not say it if it wasn't real. So once I started to tap in with the community, I started to realize there were other people that had a similar relationship with that when it comes to food. So my mindset is totally different when it comes to real health. So I hope that leaves you well. Again, this is Cobe Rise and Rise. You dig what I'm saying? We tune in every Wednesday at 8 p.m. You dig? Shout out to Amber. Lunch on you tomorrow. Hey, I'm with that. You dig what I'm saying? I'm always here to tap in. So, again, it's your boy Cobe Rise and Rise. When we're faced with an obstacle, what we do, y'all? We rise and rise, baby. Peace.